I'm talking about Beck's house, where he's got a 6-foot wall around because he's so afraid of people. He's just so afraid. He's afraid the Edhead army will go over there and do something. No, we're peaceful. We're hippies. Why waste your time? I'm looking at the pictures. Oh, he's got the American flag out there looking over a lake. Yeah. I got one of them too, Glenn. Let's go to Jeremy in Los Angeles. You're on the Ed Schultz Show. Hello.
Hey, man. Just keep telling the truth about Beck.
Isn't he a piece of crap?
He's a stage actor.
He's just such a piece of garbage.
But it was so funny because right before you went to the last commercial, you said something about what does Fox News see in the news in having somebody like that. And I was laughing, thinking, you're answering your own question. There really is no news.
No.
But with that said...
So think about that. How does a correspondent who's covering the White House for Fox News, and he stands up and says what's going on with the president, how are you supposed to believe that guy when he works at the same place Glenn Beck works?
I know, but unfortunately we have a situation where a lot of people turn on that box, man, and they believe everything they see. And, it comes out from everywhere, so...
Yeah. They must have a sign-making class over there.
Right. Hey, but before I get to a main point, I wanted to ask you, of course you're familiar with Reaganomics, and the father of Reaganomics, Paul Craig Roberts, is, I think many people would consider off the mainstream reservation, and I would love it if your producers could actually get a hold of him and you could have him as a guest. I think you would love that conversation. But what I wanted to make a point of talking to you about was your position on the Fairness Doctrine and just overall of the climate, what's going on. I had a problem. I loved you during the Bush administration because it really seemed like you were a truth seeker to the max. I mean, we were talking about Presidential Directive 51. We were talking about the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, the total clampdown on society, that we were being held prisoner. And, when you look at what I've considered, your last caller talked about, the growing climate and the clouds that are gathering under the Barack Obama administration. Those clouds gathered under the Bush administration. And the case can be made, because there's been no reversal of any of this clampdown, that this is going on now. And so Bush and company created the climate, but it still persists today. And when you look at just the textbook definition of fascism, forcibly suppressing opposition and criticism, regimenting all industry, commerce, etc., and emphasizing an aggressive nationalism, that is exactly what we saw under the Bush administration. It's exactly what we're seeing now. And now you want the media to be controlled.
Hold on, Jeremy. We're right back at the Ed Schultz Show. All right, Jeremy, making your point again, you think that I want the government to get involved. Here's what I think. Too much of anything isn't good, especially when you have crowds reacting the way they are. That's an impact on society that is not positive. These people aren't demonstrating. These people are threatening. And I believe that right-wing radio in this country has got to bear some responsibility. That's my opinion. And I believe that access to airways has to be fair. That's what I believe. I'm not telling you that when you have your 50% of the time that you can't say what you want.
Right, but you know what, Ed? This sounds exactly like during the Bush administration where we heard people were cordoned off in a free speech zone.
No, it's not. No, Jeremy, I'm not going to let you get away with that. If you have the next half hour here and I take a break, you can say whatever you want. How in the hell is that putting you off in the corner? Now, come on. You got to be fair to the conversation. Equal is just that, equal.
No, suppressing opposition and criticism.
No, nobody's suppressing you. You don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off. You don't get it. I just gave you a perfect example. If I turn this show over to you right now, you have until the top of the hour to say whatever you want.
Let me tell you something. there are people that right now there is an internet talk show that is bigger than you, that is bigger than Limbaugh on the web.
I don't care.
They didn't start with corporate money.
Whatever.
They don't have.
Well, it's not a question. And you know what? The industry will change as time goes on. But the fact is, you've got a limited amount of signals. You've got a limited amount of time.
The point
Why are you afraid of equal time?
I am afraid of fascism.
There's no fascism. You're going to get to say what you want. I'm done. I'm not going to listen to it. I can't. I know my listeners know exactly what I'm talking about. God.